So getting yourself set up in a lovely, comfortable Shavasana, the Shavasana that works best for your body. This may be with your legs extended out, with the feet a good generous hip width apart, feet falling out to the side. Or if you want to create space in your lower back, feel free to have your knees bent and your feet planted on the floor, about mat width apart, and let your knees tent in towards each other. Just going to start with a little breath awareness in Shavasana, just to welcome everybody. Give your mind and body a chance to catch up with itself, creating this space for yourself on your yoga mat, your yoga practice. As always, everything I offer here is an invitation. If anything doesn't feel good, feels wrong for your body, please tune into your inner guide. It's the most important thing you can do in your yoga practice, is to listen to any messages your body is sending you. There's always other options. Feel free at any point. If we're standing, just to stand with feet hip width apart, eyes closed, arms hanging down in Tadasana. Or if we're working from the floor, feel free to lie either in Shavasana like you are now, or to take child pose. So hopefully everybody's found themselves in a beautiful, nice, relaxed Shavasana, eyes closed, arms out in a low V, palms to the ceiling, thumb and forefinger joined if comfortable. Otherwise, fingers just relaxed. Make sure your neck is nice and long. You could even lift it off the mat or off your pillow and just place it back down, just to make sure you've got lovely long extension through the back of your neck. Eyes closed. Just do a little scan of your face. So you're holding any tension through the jaw, through the eyes, through your forehead. Just give yourself a moment of awareness of that and just create some softness in your expression. And then just beginning to bring your awareness to the breath at the navel, and just watching the gentle rise and fall of your breath, natural, easeful, comfortable breath. You'll find as you bring your awareness to your breath, it may naturally deepen or soften or lengthen. There's no need to control or force it. We want our deep yogic breathing just to come naturally and to feel really good for our bodies and our minds. It should feel easeful and relaxed. And just begin to feel into that exhalation and the relaxation an exhalation can bring to your body as it lies on the floor. You can almost imagine your body becoming heavier with every exhalation, relaxing further. You can also use your breath to feel into any of areas of tension you may have in your body. Just imagining or feeling into that tension, stiffness, soreness, dissipating with the exhalation. Keep on bringing your awareness to the breath at the navel. Natural rise and fall. the swell of an ocean's tide, waves on the shore, just a natural movement, no need to control it. Just let it soften and create a deep sense of relaxation in your body. Hopefully we're all starting to feel like our minds have caught up with our bodies, lying on the mat in this crazy time. It's wonderful that you've all been able to create some time and space to nurture yourself and give yourself the gift of a yoga practice. Just take a moment to feel gratitude for that space you've created, and know that it's always here for you if you need it. And then just letting go of this breath awareness, letting go of the breath awareness, and then keeping the eyes closed, just feeling back in to your body on the floor, giving your hands and your feet a little wiggle, wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, and then just drawing the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a bit of a hug, just gently drawing those knees down, either with your hands or interlocking your fingers around the shins, drawing them down, and then just begin to just wiggle, small at first, small movements at first, just from side to side, and you can begin to draw circles with your knees, just feeling in to the weight, the back of your pelvis and your lower back, feeling into where your body needs that movement to go. And then just circling back in the opposite direction. And then just letting that movement go. A final hug in. You can lift your head off the ground if you need to. If it feels good, just curling up into a little ball and then just relaxing, rolling off to one side and using your hands if you need to push yourself up to a seated position. Just finding a comfortable seat here. You're welcome to take a cushion, pop it under your sit bones, or you're welcome, for the first part, we're going to do some work with our upper body, so you're welcome just to sit with your feet out in front of you, hip width apart, spine nice and straight is the most important thing here. Easy cross-legged, or any other seated positions that feel good for your body. And we're just going to start with a nice breath and movement practice called Shanti Mudra. So we're going to bring our hands and stack them, and then bring our thumbs together to touch. And we're just going to lay that mudra in our lap, wherever that is. Doesn't matter whether the legs are out the front or cross-legged. What we're going to do, I'll just explain it first and then we can just do a few rounds with breath awareness together. Very simple movement. We're just going to come up on an inhalation, turn our hands over, and then open our hands out, palms towards the sky, just above shoulder height. Keeping those shoulders nice and relaxed though. And then we're going to come back down, rejoining the thumbs and turning the palms back over. We're going to do it with the breath. We're going to breathe in, lifting and turning, opening out, pausing for a moment if it feels good. And then we're going to breathe out, bringing the hands back down, turning them over, between the throat and the chest, back to the lap. And just keep on moving with the breath. Really try to feel in to synchronizing your breath and your movement with your body. You don't have to keep pace with me if you're slower or faster. Just really tune in. If you've got the hang of the breath and the movement here, you're welcome to close your eyes and feel into the more energetic aspect of this beautiful movement. You can visualize a little ball of light in your palms that you're drawing up and releasing above and around your head, like you're holding a big Swiss ball almost of light. It can be a really nice practice if you're a visual person. Otherwise, just keep on tuning into your breath and the movement. And just doing 3 more at your own pace. Maybe you're finished. Just close the eyes, keep the mudra with the palms stacked, the hands stacked, thumbs touching. And just feel into any sensations in your body. Any feeling of energy, tingling, movement, warm glow through the shoulders, around the head. And then just letting that go, relaxing the hands. Do a few of our Pawamuktasana joint rotations that we've done before. We're just going to bring our hands out in front of us and clasp the thumb inside the fingers. Just a gentle squeeze and then let those fingers spring out, spreading them nice and wide. And then just keep on going at your own pace. Try and keep relaxed through your shoulders as you do this. You don't hunch up around your ears. Keep nice and relaxed. And just continuing to squeeze and then release. Try and make that release really fast and springy. This is really good for lubricating all your finger joints, especially if you've been in a not so great working from home setup on your computer. Give our joints a little bit of love tonight. And then just letting that go. Bringing hands to heart center, and we'll just do some wrist rotations from this position tonight. Just going to roll open through our palms And then bring the back of the hands together as it circles down, and then rolling the palms back together. So we're just rolling our wrists, bringing the backs of the hands together, and then the palms alternating between the two. I'll just come closer in case any of you need a little detail there. And then pausing the next time the palms come together and just going back the other way. A little bit of brain gym for you guys tonight too. If you've never done this before. Once you get the hang of it, it feels really good. And then just letting that go. We'll just do some nice movements on our neck. So just having the hands down, relaxed on the knee or in the lap, on the knees or on the lap. And we'll just do some nice movements with the neck. Just gonna shake our head very slowly from side to side, trying to keep the chin parallel with the ground, neck nice and long, and just extending as far as comfortable for your body. There should never be any pain when we're moving our neck. You can synchronize this movement with the breath for a bit of mindfulness too. We can breathe in as we come back to the center and breathe out as we turn to the side. Breathe into the center and out to the side. If it feels good, you can almost look down the back of your shoulder. Try to make the movement slow, mindful. It's feeling into all of the little cricks and cracks of the neck. And then just coming back to the center, letting that movement go. And then we'll do a nodding movement. Same thing, take a deep breath in at the center. Breathe out as we lower chin to chest. Letting the head hang down, breathing in as you come up. Breathing out as you lift your head and just gently look towards the ceiling. Breathing in to the center and out, forward. Just keep on moving with your breath if it feels good, to synchronize the breath and the movement. Otherwise, just focusing on the movement. And then just coming back to center. And we'll just do the same with our ears towards our shoulders. So breath in as we start, breath out as we lower the right ear towards the right shoulder. Breathing in as you come back to center, out to the other side. Just keep on moving, breathing in and out. Into the center, out to the side. Breathing into the center, out to the side. You can keep on doing this movement, or if it feels good to you, the next time you drop your ear towards your shoulder, you can circle your neck down and up and around, bringing the other ear to shoulder. And then just keep on doing this movement very gently, feeling into what feels good for your body. You can move it into a deeper circle and extend slightly towards the back too if it feels good. Lifting the chin slightly. And then just coming back to the center. Now we're going to bring our fingertips to our shoulders and we'll do some lovely shoulder release, some shoulder circles. So bringing our elbows together and taking a big exhalation before we begin. And as we breathe in, we're going to lift the elbows, drawing big circles with them, drawing the shoulder blades back together, and then bringing those elbows back together in front. Keep on moving. We can synchronize the breath with this movement too. We can breathe in as we open and expand through the chest, and we can breathe out as we draw the shoulder blades apart and elbows together. You can keep your head still in this if you wish, or you can start to tuck the chin as you exhale and draw the elbows together, and lift the gaze gently as you open out through the chest and sweep the arms around. Just keep on moving, making the circles comfortable, exploring your range of movement, lubricating through your shoulder joints, timing breath with movement if it feels good. The next time the tips of the elbows come back towards each other, pause, and then we'll circle back the other way. Breathing in as you open and expand through the chest, breathing out as you expand through the upper back, and tuck the chin if it feels good. And then just letting go of this. Keeping the fingertips on your shoulders, and then we're just going to do some gentle twisting movements. This movement can be quite small to start with. And then as it starts to warm up through your upper back, you can make the movements a little bigger if it feels good. Just feeling into that spinal twist. Should feel really good, shouldn't feel painful, awkward. Just make the movements smaller if you need to. And then just slowing down gently, coming back to the center and letting go. Bringing the palms together, close your eyes and just begin to rub your palms together to create some warmth and natural friction. Once your palms are really nice and warm, place them over your eyes. Let your head hang down and just feel that beautiful transference of warmth from your palms through your eyes and forehead. And then just opening the eyes, letting that go. Now we're just going to do some Shakti Bandhas, which we've done before. I think we've done churning the mill, which is that nice movement from cross-legged, where you can also do it with your legs out to the front or your legs apart. It's your choice. And I think what we might do is start from here tonight, just to keep it nice and gentle. And then maybe we'll have a play with doing it wide-legged if it feels good, or we can stay here. Now, if you need to adjust your seat, do so. If you've had your legs out to the front, just tucking a blanket or a pillow or something under if you want to just extend through the spine. And we're going to start by just taking a breath in at the center. And as we breathe out, bring our left shoulder down towards our right knee, and then just circling around as we breathe out. Breathing in as we come forward and circle around, directing the opposite shoulder to knee as we move from side to side. You can let the head and neck follow the movement or keep it quite aligned. Up to you. Next time we come back to upright, pause, and we're going to circle back in the opposite direction, aiming that opposite shoulder down towards the knee. Doesn't matter how big or small they are, that's just the general sense of movement. You can keep them quite small. It's creating that twist through the spine. And then next time you come back to upright, just pausing here. Now we're going to have a go at another version of that. We'll just do a couple just so I can show you what the classical version of a Shakti Bandha is, the turning the mill. So we bring our legs to a wide-legged position. It can be here or here. If you find it uncomfortable in this position, you're welcome to pop cushions or a rolled up blanket or anything else to kind of give your legs a little bit of support. And then we're just going to interlock our fingers and point through the forefingers. And we're going to do that same sort of movement, but this time we're going to do it as if we're stirring a giant pot. Once again, the movements can just start very small, or you can start to actually extend like you're stirring a bigger pot. You can draw up through the abdomen, brace through the abdominals. If you want to extend slightly back. And once again, we can bring in the breath. We can breathe in as we come forward and breathe out as we move back. Two more in this direction. And then pausing and moving back. Breathing in as we come forward. Breathing out as we come back. These really improve circulation. They're said to remove energy blockages, the Shakti Bandhas. Two more. And then pausing at the front and relaxing through the arms here. And while our legs are in this position, we'll just do a series of side bends and forward bends from here. We'll do these with the breath as well. We're going to breathe in, lift the arms up, breathe out, bring our hands to the leg, the right leg, and then just gently arch over the left arm. Going back to the center and breathing out, left hand to left shin or anywhere along the leg, and just let that right arm drag over. You can let the breath go if you want to and just do the movements, or explore timing the movement with the breath, breathing out as you lower into that side stretch, really feeling in to the side of the body. Always breathing in as you come back to the center and breathing out as you extend and sink in. And coming back to the center after you've finished your last left side and just breathing out, relaxing those arms down. Now you're welcome to keep your legs here for a forward bend from this wide-legged position, or your other option here is to do forward bend we've done before in class with your feet from a butterfly position. So just move myself back so your feet, soles of the feet together in a nice loose diamond shape. And then we'll take a deep breath in from whatever position you're in, and we'll breathe out and just come forward, lengthening through the spine. Doesn't matter where you get to, our emphasis is a beautiful long line from our tailbone up into the top of the spine and the head. You can lower your gaze slightly towards the floor in front of you. And just bring your awareness to the breath. Sometimes it helps to internalize. Sometimes closing your eyes can help to internalize. You're welcome to do that. And just sink and extend into this forward bend. You can take hold wherever feels good, anywhere. Elbows can go in towards the knees and lean forward. Or you can clasp around your feet, elbows into the shins, or if you're super bendy, you can start to aim your elbows towards the ground in front of your shins. But wherever you are, just maintain that beautiful length in your spine. Really doesn't matter what your body looks like in a position and a posture. It's all about the intention and creating that length and have it feeling right rather than looking right. Try and relax through the neck if you can. You can even give your head a little shake, a little wiggle here too. A little shake no, a little nod yes. Sometimes just release any tension. Just making sure you're not holding on to any tension in your shoulders either. And just keep on deepening that breath, using the exhalation to soften and extend and deepen your experience with the posture. Take one more deep, big, beautiful breath in. And use that exhalation just to sink and soften and see whether you've created any extra space in the posture. And then just gently, in your own time, just coming up and straightening your legs in front of you. And we'll just come round to our hands and knees, all fours. Move through some cat-cow movements for our spine. So just take a moment to set yourself up. Our hands should be underneath our shoulders. Our fingers should be spread. We should be pressing evenly into the underside of our hands, really feeling into all of your knuckles, all the base of your fingers. Knees should be directly underneath the hips. Tops of the feet relaxed on the ground. Knees are hip width apart. And then we're just going to move through some of our beetle asana, our cat. So we start the movement at the tailbone, extending the tailbone up towards the ceiling, rolling through the spine, opening and broadening through the chest, keeping the elbows soft and lifting the chin if it feels good, and perhaps the gaze follows. And then starting the movement at the tailbone again, drawing that tailbone under as you arch up, expanding through the upper back and tucking the chin. With the inhalation, turn the tailbone up towards the ceiling, rolling through the spine, opening through the front of the body, keeping the elbows tucked in and soft, lift the gaze and the chin. Breathing out, movement starts from the tailbone, tuck it under, arching into your cat extension. Breathing in as you roll through, extending through the front of the body. Breathing out as you expand through the back of the body. Keep on moving with your breath. Timing the movement, imagining the tail movement starting at the tailbone, rolling like a wave up through the spine with the breath. Timing that movement and breath together. Feel free to keep moving through cat and cow here, Vipassana, or moving into our dancing bear, where we just gently start to explore the range of movement from all fours. We can snake our bodies back and forward as if we're wagging a tail, or we can make circles, transferring the weight from hand to hand, from knee to knee as we circle in one direction, sinking back over our heels. And then we'll move back in the other direction if you're circling. Helps to close your eyes in this little sequence of movements. Just really tune in to what your body needs. It may be a combination of a few of them. You can arch back up into cat and cow, wiggling, transfer that weight, wag the tail. And then just coming back to some stillness from all fours. Now we're going to move into a low lunge. So we're going to bring our right foot up, step it up between your hands, right up near the top of your mat. And we can just have to begin with, our hands remain on the floor as we begin to sink through the hips, broaden through the chest, and lift our chin. This low lunge is a really beautiful hip opener. What we want to do is make sure that we're not sinking through our hips so much that that right hip moves forward or out. We want to draw that right hip back as we sink, so our hips remain as parallel with and level with the front of our mats as possible. So we're really wanting to maintain really good alignment through our pelvis. Use the breath here if you need to. Hips can be tricky things, and they can really hold tension and stress even. You're welcome to stay here, or if you're feeling good and you're feeling stable, we can start to bring our hands up to our knees and just feel into the beginnings of a crescent moon pose. So from here, we can keep our hands on our hips, we can keep our hands on our knees, still sinking through our hips, but finding a comfortable depth. I could go further here, but I'd be splaying my hips and actually really destabilizing my pelvis. So it's actually quite good to draw that hip back and not go quite as deep. And then we're going to take a deep breath in, and we're going to raise our arms up to parallel, relaxing through the shoulders, not hunching them up, and just holding here for 3 beautiful breaths. And then if you're feeling good and you want a little challenge, you can take a deep breath in here, and you can sweep your hands down, looking towards the floor, and just lift the hands gently behind you and breathe in as you come up and breathe out as you sweep down. Breathing in as you come up, breathing out as you sweep down. And then just planting the hands either side of your feet. And we're just going to draw that right hip back as we straighten our leg, our right leg, into a little bit of a hamstring stretch. We can keep that knee, that right knee slightly bent. We can just relax down through the head and neck. Feel free to pad your left knee if you need to. Sorry, I should have mentioned that at the beginning. And use the breath to soften into the intensity of any feelings you have in your hamstrings or your hips. 3 beautiful deep breaths here. And then just bending that right knee again. And then just however you need to, you can either come up and step that knee back or just draw the knee back on all fours. Take a moment, have a wiggle here. Bit of dancing bear again. And then stepping your left foot forward this time. Taking a moment to set yourself up. Make sure that right knee's comfortable. And just beginning to explore the depths and the range of movement through your hips. Sinking through the hips, opening through the chest, lifting the chin, looking ahead if you can. Fingers can be tented, so you don't have to have your hands on the ground, palms on the ground. You can just tent your fingers. Sometimes in yoga people call it those cupcake hands. I don't know why, perhaps because you could fit a cupcake underneath them. And just use that breath to soften and explore your hips. Drawing that left hip back to keep that pelvis nice and stable. Now you're more than welcome to stay here in this low lunge and keep on using the breath to soften those hips, or you can bring your hands up and just start to find your balance and find your depth from this more upright position. If that feels good, you could explore hands to hips, or you could come with me and take a deep breath in and raise the arms up, shoulder width apart, fingers extended, shoulders relaxed, opening through the chest, the heart. 3 big, beautiful breaths here. Crescent moon pose. Chandrasana. And you're welcome to stay here or return to low lunge with your hands on the ground. Otherwise, we'll have a go moving again. Taking a deep breath in and breathing out. Sweep the arms. Lift them behind you if it feels good. Lowering the gaze to the floor. Breathing in as you sweep your arms back up. Breathing out. Just moving at your own pace. 3 more times. And then just lowering your hands back to either side of your foot. And then just drawing back, lifting the toes, left toes as you straighten your left leg, keeping a small soft bend in the knee if it feels good, and just extending into your hamstrings stretch. Using that breath to soften and create more ease. Every exhalation, just feel in to wherever you're feeling the tension or the stretch, and see if you can use your breath as a tool to soften it. Or imagine it softening. And then just bending that left knee, and then just coming back up and back to all fours. Just going to move through downward facing dog. So making sure we're back in that base position of all fours with our hands underneath our shoulders, fingers spread, weight evenly distributed, knees underneath our hips, hip width apart. And then we're going to curl our toes, keeping our knees bent to protect our lower back as we push up and push the ground away from you from your palms all the way up through your arms, creating a beautiful long line through your arms and your upper body all the way to the point of your mountain or to the point of your dog at your tailbone. You can draw the elbows down around together to create stability through the shoulder girdle. You can draw length through your abdomen and chest. And feel the length from the tailbone down towards the heels. Knees can stay as bent as you need them to be. If your lower back is feeling this posture, feel free to keep them quite bent and keep heels off the ground. Otherwise, just start to aim them towards the ground. They might not get there, but that's our intention. Our feet should be hip width apart. And just bring your awareness to the breath. And we'll do 3 big, beautiful breaths here with a sigh out on the exhalation through our mouths. So taking a deep breath in, sighing it out with the exhalation. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. And then just gently walking your feet up towards your hands. And then just hanging from this position, knees bent as they need to be. You can drape your abdomen onto the tops of your thighs. And we can either have our hands hanging, or we can take hold at the elbows in a hanging forward bend. Sometimes this is called ragdoll, which gives you quite a nice mental picture for the attitude of the pose. So what we're wanting to do is not what I'm doing now, which is actually lifting my chin. We want to let our head hang down, and we want to almost use the weight of our head as traction. So feel in to relaxing through the head and neck, and the length in your spine. Knees can stay bent. Feet should be hip width apart and parallel. And just feel the beautiful weight of your arms and your head just drawing length into your spine. We can have a little wiggle here, a little move from side to side, if that feels good. And then just bringing your hands above your knees. We're just going to gently roll up, restacking our spine. Slowly leaving the chin to last. And then as we breathe in, we're going to lift our arms above our head and touch palms overhead. And as we breathe out, we're going to dive back down. We're going to bend our knees, tuck our chin, roll back down to our ragdoll forward bend. Breathe in, we're going to come back up. This time, if it feels good, you can raise your arms out to the side and overhead, or you can keep supporting your body by putting your palms into your thighs for support. Breathing out, slowly moving back down, rolling back down to your forward bend. Just keep on moving with your breath up and down a few more times. Once again, trying to synchronize the breath and movement if it feels good. Breathing out as you sink and extend into your forward bend. Using the breath to energize and lift the body and restack the spine, lifting the arms. One more time to the top on your inhalation, touching palms, extending up through the spine, breathing out as we roll back down. Pausing back at our forward bend, and then just bending our knees, planting our hands back to shoulder width apart. We'll just walk ourselves back to downward facing dog, and take 3 more sighing out breaths here. Take a deep breath in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. And then just gently lowering your knees back down and coming to a position where you're lying on your back and knees in towards your chest again. Let's take a moment here before we move into our final couple of poses. We're going to explore a pose called Happy Baby Pose, which is a lovely pose that seems to get into areas that others can't for a lovely deep relaxing stretch. So what we're going to do here is we're going to draw our knees towards the sides of our bodies, bring our legs up so they're almost like a loose bend, not quite 90 degrees. And we're going to take hold wherever feels good on your legs. It could be your calves, it could be your ankles, it could be the outside edge of your feet, or it could be two fingers, peace fingers wrapped around your big toe. But what we're trying to do is draw those knees down towards the armpits. They can go as wide as is comfortable for you. Just taking hold wherever feels good. Make sure the neck is nice and long, and see if you can aim your tailbone towards the ground just to get some extra length down into the very, very base of your spine. And just relax the breath here for a minute or two. If it feels good, you could explore a little bit of movement here. You could rock gently from side to side. And then just coming back to stillness. Take another 3 deep breaths here. Drawing down on your legs, drawing those knees into your body, and trying to provide a counterbalance by rolling your tailbone down towards the floor. And then just letting go of this. And we'll just do a little spinal twist to finish. Planting the feet mat width apart, bringing the hands, palms up to a T shape. And then just lifting and rolling on to the side of your right hip as you bring your knees, legs bent down towards the floor on the right side of your body. Feel free to grab a cushion or a block or anything you need if you want to tuck it under your knee. If it's a bit hard to get all the way to the floor here, or if you want to put them between your knees, that's also can feel really good. And we're trying to aim our left shoulder towards the floor and press it in. And if it feels good, you can turn your head and look towards your left hand, just completing that spinal twist. And then just recentering the body, planting the feet back down, hip width on the mat with the knees bent. Lift the hips to just to center them again. And then we'll just move to the other side lifting the hips slightly as you just tilt the pelvis so you can roll on to the outside edge of your left hip as your knees come down. Aiming that right shoulder back towards the ground. You can keep the gaze towards the ceiling, or you can lift the head slightly or turn the head and look towards your right hand. Feel free to grab your props, prop those knees if you need to. Then just close the eyes and let the breath soften and expand. And find depth in your twist. And then just letting go of that, recentering the body, planting the feet. We're going to get ready for a little bit of breathing and relaxation, and we'll stay in Shavasana for that. So if you feel like you need an extra layer, please feel free to grab a jumper or a party or a blanket. Grab yourself a pillow if you want to rest your head on a pillow, or you want to pop a pillow under the back of your knees to soften through your back. Welcome to dim the lights. Do anything you feel you need to do now, and then just coming to Shavasana, your version of Shavasana that feels good for your body. Lying on your back, on your mat, legs out, hip width apart, or more. Feet falling out to the side. Arms out in a low V, either side of the body. Palms up. Thumb and forefinger joined, if that feels good for you. Otherwise, just relax the hands. Make sure your back and your neck is nice and long. Close the eyes and just once again bring your awareness to your breath. If it feels good, you could bring in a little count for your breath. You could breathe in for your own count of 3. And you could breathe out for your own count of up to 6. We're aiming to double the exhalation, but to begin with, sometimes when you start counting your breath, the double exhalation doesn't quite happen. So just go easy and just aim to make the exhalation longer than the inhalation. So if we're breathing in for the count of 3, aim to make the exhalation the count of 4 or longer. The breath should remain easy. It should remain comfortable. It should flow beautifully. It should not feel forced. Just counting your breath to your own count of 3, and then aiming to expand and extend that exhalation. If your mind wanders, just draw it back to that count. Draw it back to the breath as it naturally flows in your body. for a count of 3 and exhaling for 4 or 5 or 6. And then just letting that count go. Letting that count go. Let the breath resettle into its own natural rhythm, whatever that is. And just bring your awareness to your whole body lying on the floor, the weight of your body lying on the floor, fully supported by the floor. With every exhalation, you could feel your body growing heavier, more relaxed, more supported. There's no need to hold on to any tension in the body. Do a little self-check-in, a little scan of your body, making sure that there's no unnecessary tension. If there is, you could send your breath to that place. Feel into that tension dissolving with the exhalation, or imagine it dissolving. Just letting the breath naturally flow. And then beginning to imagine the breath as a wave of golden light that you draw up your body from your toes all the way up the front of your body with your inhalation to the crown of your head. And then as you breathe out, send that beautiful golden wave of light down the underside of your body, between your body and the floor, back round to your toes. Keep this visualization moving. Your beautiful wave of golden light drawing up with the inhalation along the front of your body, from your toes to the tip of your head, and then back down with the exhalation on the underside of your body. Feel the golden light energizing, soothing, moving with the breath, drawing up on the inhalation, rolling over the body, front side of the body, the golden wave of light, and then the underside of the body with the exhalation. Completing one more full cycle of breath, visualizing a beautiful cocoon of golden light enveloping your body. And then just letting this visualization go, letting it go, and just spending a moment just looking into the Chittakash, the mind space, beautiful black viewing screen of the mind. Feel as if you're sitting back, watching it as if it was the night sky. Thoughts may come and go, your mind might wander, but just bring it back when you become aware of it, without judgment, back to your Chittakash. Beautiful interior world. Beautiful black viewing screen of the mind on the inside of the forehead. And then just letting that go. Letting that go and bringing your awareness back to your body, your whole physical body, lying on the floor. In your own time, just begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Make gentle circles with your wrists and ankles if that feels good. And then just raising your arms above your head. Full deep breath in, stretching up into your fingertips, stretching down into your toes. Big deep breath in. As you breathe out, draw your toes back, extend down into your heels. Just feeling into your whole physical body lying on the floor. And then just moving slowly and gently, coming back up to a sitting position, passing through a fetal position on your side, rolling off to the side before you come up. Just in your own time, moving gently. And then once you're in a comfortable seated position, we'll just bring our palms together at the heart center and take 3 big, beautiful breaths together, sighing the exhalation out. Namaste, everybody. Thank you for joining me from your bubbles. It was lovely to share my bubble with you for the evening. Hoping to see you again on next Tuesday. We'll be here. Thanks, everybody. Have a lovely evening. Good sleeps. Take care. Stay safe and well.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.